Let's talk a little bit about the three TEDx talks on the three pillars of performance. And what are these three pillars of performance?
It started with the three pillars of performance actually applies to whether you're an individual or an organization. It's focus, connection, and community. Before you engage with anyone, you first have to engage with yourself. And if you don't know what are the things that you really stand for, what are the things that are your grounding narratives or principles, if you're not able to focus on them as the driving mantra of your life, it's impossible to get anything done to begin with. So without that focus, it's you're pretty much dead in the water before you start. The next part about it is just having focus alone on something is meaningless unless you're able to connect with other people. No person can accomplish anything if they plan to accomplish it all by themselves and alone with no other recipient of their accomplishment. People become wonderful or great only when they are in connection with a group of people. You cannot be wonderful or great in a desert island by yourself. So the essence of connection is absolutely important. And to connect, you need to be able to engage with the essence of the person with whom you're connecting. When when two people connect, then there is communion. When there is communion, heart begins to speak to heart, and there is communication. So communication begins with connection, and the intermediary medium by which communication happens is communion. When there is communication in the space of connection, a community is born. To recap, when there is connection, there is communion. When there's communion, heart speaks to heart, there is communication, and a community is born. A community is not a bunch of bodies occupying the same space. A community is a bunch of hearts speaking the same speech. So, the third element of the pillars of performance is community, but it is linked to connection, and connection is linked to focus. So that's the trinity of performance.
And I think that would work for any organization, right?
It'll work for individuals, it'll work for teams, it'll work for large organizations, small organizations, it'll work for a village, it'll work for a city, it'll work for a nation. When Martin Luther King stands on the stage in front of Lincoln's statue and speaks out to the mall, "I have a dream," he was focused on his mission and he was connecting with 100,000 hearts. And 100,000 hearts experienced the same dream that Martin Luther King had. And there you had a community automatically. The minute that heart-to-heart connection happened, a community becomes created.